Side hustles have made this product $230,000, and this shop $400,000, and this YouTuber over $600,000 in a single year. These opportunities exist and are obtainable for everyone. In this video, I'll share with you 3 side hustles that you can start right now to make passive income. This children's book on Amazon is making well over $230,000. In fact, that's the lowest estimate. If we take the reviews and multiply it by the cost of the book at $10, then you get that $230,000 number. But realistically, the amount of people reviewing the book is much smaller than the actual number of sales. You can probably safely multiply this by 5 to 10 times to get near the amount they've actually made. But if we say every purchaser of this book has left a review and only bought 1 copy, then we can calculate how much they're bringing in every day. The date of publication is at the top here, which was 1,700 days ago. That means they're making $160 per day passively. And that's the lowest possible estimate. Realistically, multiply that by 5 to 10 and you get $800 to $1,600 a day of passive income. So what exactly is the side hustle here? Well, there are a ton of books like this being published through Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, or KDP for short. It's super easy to start just by signing into the Amazon KDP site and creating your first book. Now you might be asking me, but Hunter, I don't know how to write a book. How could I get started with this? Well, this is where ChatGPT comes in. We can use the AI to help us write any type of book that we want. Just go over to the site and ask it for a title of a book idea within a genre. Say we want to write a children's book. Then we ask it for a title of a children's book. And we can just keep regenerating ideas if we don't like what we see. Next, once we get a title, we can just keep asking it for more information about the plot and chapters. Eventually, we'll get a good outline to actually start writing. Now, I picked children's book titles here because I think it's the easiest to write for. You don't need sophisticated wording or anything, and usually they don't have a lot of words. But children's books do have illustrations and pictures. Now you could go to Fiverr or Upwork and commission these illustrations for your book, but that can end up being pretty expensive. Which brings me to using something like Midjourney to create images for us. Midjourney is an AI image generator that we can use and get started for free. However, to use or sell any of the work that's created, you have to pay for a subscription to their service. So now just use Midjourney to create our initial book cover and then feed that link back into Midjourney every time we want to make another illustration. Now, I will say that while this is a useful tool, if you're serious about your story and selling your book, commissioning or creating your own illustrations is going to sell better. While it is a children's book, adults will actually be reading it to their children, and they're going to notice the strange inconsistencies with the AI pictures, which they could end up leaving a bad review for. So if I were creating my book, I would use Midjourney as a tool for inspiration and give those ideas to a person that I pay to actually create them. This shop is making over $400,000. They have 43,000 sales at an average cost of $10 per sale. They've started in February of 2021, meaning they've made about 58 sales a day or $580 a day. This store is not unique in any way. What they do is they use a print-on-demand service like Printify to create custom designed t-shirts and sell them to people. It's a very simple process and probably one of the easiest to start. There are no startup costs and your margins can be pretty high. You can create designs, upload them to Printify, and then connect an Etsy store to start selling them. And it doesn't even have to be t-shirts like this store. It can be anything in Printify's catalog of products. This is a quick explanation, but if you want to learn more, I've made a video all about this side hustle that you can go and check out. Also, take a moment right now to subscribe and so that you get updated whenever I post a video about print on demand or creating an Etsy store or any side hustle. One of the reasons this store has been able to have so many sales is because they have a lot of listings. This is super important to get your store more chances at selling products. If you want to learn how to create more listings faster, check out my other video where I go in depth on the best methods to boost your listing creation process. This YouTuber has made over $600,000 in their first full year on YouTube, which is on average $1,600 per day. That's a pretty motivating amount of money. Now you might be asking me, okay, cool, but how do I make that money? Well, before I share with you how this channel makes money, let's first see how to start one. I think nearly every video on passive income at some point mentions starting a YouTube channel. But the reason they talk about it so much is because it's worked for them. Starting a YouTube channel can open the doors to so many opportunities, and it's pretty simple to do. All you need is just a Google account and a phone with a camera. But if you want to be successful, you want to invest in some better audio with a cheap lavalier mic or a $30 mic from Amazon. You'll also want to do some editing to your videos so that there isn't just like long pauses or silences in between you talking. Now there are video editors on your phone, but they aren't usually very good, and they don't have the same capabilities that an editor on a computer would. So I suggest using a free video editing software like DaVinci Resolve or iMovie to do more complex things like adding text to your video or doing animations. So now with that, you've got a good idea on how to create a video, but what should it be about? Generally, I'll say making videos about anything when you start is probably a pretty good idea because it gets you into the habit of the content creation process. Your first videos are probably not going to be masterpieces. So getting a little better every time you hit publish is what you should be aiming for. Once you start to get better, you'll want to focus your channel on a certain niche. That will give anyone watching your channel an idea of what content will be on it. They will start to expect to see certain videos from you, and constantly changing it from one thing to another is going to throw them off. Now, once you start taking it seriously, the YouTube game is all about getting someone to click on your video and to keep them watching. So your title and thumbnail, as well as your average view duration, are the most important things to work on in order to grow. So these are just some quick tips, but I would highly suggest checking out Ali Abdaal's latest video on starting a YouTube channel, as he goes in depth on how you can get started and on growing this side hustle. But like I was talking about earlier, how do YouTubers actually get paid? Well, it's usually through a few different sources. The first is ad revenue. This is revenue from ads shown on your content. Your channel will get a portion of the cost that YouTube charges an advertiser to place their ad in your video. This is probably what most people think when they talk about channels actually making money. It's the metric that's on the revenue page, and it's the easiest one to talk about. But lots of channels include a few more ways they actually make money. Sponsorships or brand deals can bring in the majority of money for many channels. A company will reach out and give a request for proposal to you. This can include a flat dollar amount or a CPM amount, which stands for cost per million. What this CPM means is that for every 1,000 views, they will pay you whatever the price is. So if the deal was for $20 CPM on a video, the brand would pay you $20 for every 1,000 views the video gets. This means how much the YouTuber makes actually depends on the success of the video. Another way you can make money is through affiliate deals. These are usually links in the description of the video that give you some sort of commission when someone clicks on it and purchases something. Now, sometimes brands can offer a CPM deal along with an affiliate deal, which gives you more money whenever someone signs up with your link. Now, these are just a few ways that you can make money through YouTube, but there are plenty more, like community subscriptions like Patreon, or even selling merch. These are 3 of the largest side hustles that I've seen. Try them out and let me know how they work for you. Take action now to change your life in the future. If you're curious on how to start a print-on-demand business on Etsy, check out this video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to comment on any side hustles that you've seen work pretty well. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.